Hey, welcome back to another video from Big Moose Power Washing. Today we're diving into a roof and gutter clean that you don't want to miss out on. We're removing layers of pine needles, treating all the moss, and giving this roof a whole new life. If you're into satisfying transformations and want expert tips for keeping properties looking sharp, hit that subscribe button and join the Big Moose crew. Trust me, you don't want to miss out on all the information, all the gems, and all the knowledge that we have to share with you. So definitely stay subscribed, like the video, and hit the notification button as well for whenever we drop a new video. You don't want to miss out on all the knowledge and all the game we have to offer. Alrighty, let's get into the video. As you can see, this roof has not gotten any treatment in probably close to a decade, just based off the fact that there's so much debris, so much moss, and the gutters are filled to the brim. It's really unlikely this house has had service anytime recently. You can see big plants growing out of the gutters, so you know it's jam-packed in there, and we're going to use nice low pressure with a ton of water to blow all that debris off and clean out those gutters. You can see us using a pressure washer on the roof. Typically, that is usually a big scare for a lot of people. They think that just because a pressure washer's on a roof, it's going to blow the roof apart. That is true if you're using a generic pressure washer, but if you're using a proper machine, you can adjust the pressure accordingly and set it to a safe and low setting, so that way the roof does not get damaged and you can safely remove all that debris. As you can see, there's a pack of shingles on the roof. The client left those on there because he does his own roof repair, and he had requested us just to leave them there on top of the roof. Now 80% of the job is just blowing off all of this debris, especially off the roof. The gutters are not too bad, but the roof itself is just so caked on that you really have to go over it multiple times. And because it's pine needles, they are everywhere and they're super small, so you have to be going over it so many times. So right there, he's gonna counter me, so that way we don't get the neighbor's house covered in debris. As you can see, the pine needles make this job much harder because they're not a simple debris to clean. They're so small and there's so many of them that it takes so many attempts and so many layers of washing before you can fully have the roof be clean. Those are some nice bamboo trees. The debris, we're able to actually clean a lot of it from the roof, so luckily we don't even have to set up a ladder to clean this area. At this point, all the pine needle debris is off of the main part of the roof, and we're just looking to knock off as much of the loose moss as possible. Whatever remains on the roof, the soap treatment, the chlorine that we're going to be applying, will end up eating it all up and taking care of any roots or any loose moss bits that remained on the roof. There's our beautiful truck, always proud of it. For anyone wondering, that is a Chevy 3500 2021 model. Still got only about 60,000 kilometers as of now. It's pretty fresh. And again, all the pressure that we're using is set to low, so all the up close shots you see of us using the water on the roof does not damage the roof whatsoever. There's no high pressure being used at all on the actual roof. The only way to damage a roof is if you were to get right up close to it, use high pressure, and blast directly point blank, which is something we always avoid. We would never do. We're nearly there. We're going to be applying the soap real soon here. Just getting the final bit of gutters done on the main roof. Now there was a truck parked there right by our ladder, so it's really nice the customer moved it. Otherwise it would have been completely covered in debris, which we could clean, but it would just take extra unnecessary time.
This one is good. Good?
At this point, we're just got all of our harnesses removed and our safety lines removed, and we're pulling everything off of the main roof, and we're just applying all the chlorine soap. So you'll see all the green and dark spots, they'll start turning white, and all those green moss bits will turn white and start foaming up with our treatment. You can see it slowly eating everything up, and again, any loose moss you see rolling off the roof will get eaten up by this chlorine. It'll turn into a dust and it will not clog the gutters any further. The typical results of a roof wash like this with this type of chlorine at 12% should last you about 3 to 6 years. We're obviously diluting it. We're using about 6%, about half the strength, but in general it should last you 3 to 6 years so that there is no more moss developing for that time frame. So the main roof at this point is complete. We're working on the lower roof part. Now the lower roof is super low to the ground. It's only about 8 feet tall, so we don't even need any sort of safety lines or harnesses up here. It's completely safe. Just get it done. And one thing about this area is the gutter right in front of us there is actually completely almost disconnected. It's missing about like 5 screws. So again, we told the client about it and she said her husband will repair it herself because they don't want to pay the extra 50 bucks or so for us to repair it, which is totally normal because it is a simple repair. All you got to do is run some screws in there and the gutter will be able to be held up real nice. But this just shows you that when a lot of the time a home does not get service or maintenance done on it consistently, it literally will start to fall apart. Screws and nails will start getting rusty and old. The weight of the gutter will be too full and it literally will start to fall off the house. So that's why maintenance is so important. Not so much for preventing an immediate emergency, but it's more for preventing a disaster in the future where your gutter falls off during the rain season and your house starts flooding. At this point, I couldn't wash out any more of it because it was just so loose. You can see it's just barely hanging on, so we just hand cleaned the rest of the big chunks out of there. We splattered all down on the ground, and then we just washed away all the dirty water and the fine debris. And again, we told the customer all the areas that she should get serviced on the house with the unclogging of drains and repairing the gutters with some new screws. And she'll get her husband to take care of all that, so their house will be more than fine. At this point, the camera does die a bit early and I ran out of battery, but we ended up blowing all the debris off, cleaning out the gutter, and applying soap. Same thing as you've seen at the top. And that's basically it. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll definitely catch you in the future.